Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationship, and I'm your host, Franca. On today's show, we'll be discussing how to know you're ready for commitment in any form of relationship. And on the show with me today is Michelle Isikalu. We saw her all through the week last week, I guess. Michelle, and then we have a new guest with us, Ifeoluwa Adegoke, who is an influencer and an actress. And then we have Ginika Ukoha, who is joining us via Zoom. Is Ginika here? Ginika, are you here?
Hi. Yes, I
Hi,
am.
Ginika. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
So
Thank you. How are you?
today is a women's affair because we're discussing something that has to do with women. But before we kick right into the conversation, please note that you can share your story with us via our WhatsApp line 081 9038
Okay.
4663, or you can join us live via our numbers 070 2500 7749 or 070 1424 2420. Please, you can call in while we're having our conversation or send a WhatsApp message. And please, please, please remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV. Please. Thank you. So who are we starting? If you're new here, in fact, we've been anticipating to have you on the show.
Oh, really?
And but it's a good thing you're here. So how are you feeling?
I'm very well.
You're good to be here. This
course.
conversation is going to be centered around you. Congratulations on your engagement. So she just got
Thank
engaged.
you.
I think last week or last 2 weeks.
Yeah, last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks, yes. Ginika, how is Abuja? Hello, Ginika, are you there?
Abuja is good. Amatan has come in.
Okay.
So yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay. So Ginika, we lost Ginika, but I guess she'll be back soon. So before we continue, let's quickly go on a break and we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Heartlines will be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes.
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Ginika, are you there? Ginika, are you back?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay,
And I
so
can see
before
you.
we went on the break, I was saying that this is your area of specialty, premarital counseling. All those your plenty things
Yeah.
you're always speaking about. So, Ginika, I want to start with you before you go off again because
Okay.
of the network. So, we're
Okay.
saying, how do you know when you're ready for commitment? Because I
First
think,
off,
okay,
you-
yeah, go on,
I think
Ginika.
you need to be self-aware.
Okay,
You need to first, yeah, can you hear me? You
yeah,
need
we
to
can
be
hear you.
self-aware. You need to know, who you are. You need to know your values. You need to know what your triggers are. You need to know what you want in life. You need to know who you want to be. Who is Ginika? Who are you? Because sometimes a lot of people just go into marriages not knowing who they are, not knowing what it is they want, and then issues not come up, and then maybe they now start to find themselves inside the marriage. So the first thing first is self-awareness. You have to know, who you are. You have to know your personal values. Just know who you are. That's the first thing. It's very important, because marriage is two different people coming together, with their past experiences and all that. So you need to know what, how we say, oh, we can bring to the table. You need to know what can you bring to the table. You need to know if you're able to control your emotions. You need to know if you want to be a career person, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, if you want to be, all those things.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
yes,
but
self-awareness
Ginika,
is
it's easier. I think these things are
yes.
easier said than done, because a lot of young women, when I was getting married,
Mhm.
like, a lot of young people were
Mhm.
getting married at 24, at
Mm-hmm.
25, and I don't think at
Mhm.
that time you know what you want. That's the honest
True.
truth. At
Very
24,
true.
at 24, 25, you really don't know what life is about. You don't know what you're getting into. You're just in love with you. In your head, you're in love with someone.
Mhm.
And you feel that,
Mhm.
oh, that's where it ends. You feel that
Mhm.
we just need to like each other for it to know that love is going to carry you, all through the
Mhm.
way. But
Mhm.
commitment is actually deeper than just
Mhm.
loving someone. Commitment is
Mhm.
being able to forgive certain things. Commitment is
Mhm.
able to throw a left eye. You throw your left, I throw your left eye, a right eye somewhere. Do you
Mhm.
understand? So commitment is
Yes,
deeper than what we think it is. It's not just
I
about
agree.
loving someone. It's not just about saying, oh, I like this person, I want to be with this person.
Mhm.
It's not about saying, oh, this
Yes.
person fine. The family. There are
Yes.
deeper things. That's really deeper things that needs to be addressed. Even the person
Yes.
you're with doesn't even know what he wants.
Once. Yes.
Yes, at that point, you guys don't know. And I think people change, or people grow. I don't want to use the word change. People
Change.
grow
Yeah.
as they get older. Is that their wants change
Mhm.
as the environment you find yourself, certain things will just
Mhm.
change your wants, and what you think you wanted 5 years ago is no longer what you
Mhm.
want.
Can I comment?
Mhm.
Yes, please.
For me, commitment is a choice. That's how I personally see it. Aside of getting to know yourself, self-awareness, and all of that, for me, commitment is a choice. Just like loving somebody is a choice.
No, so what we wanted her to do, commitment to you is different from commitment to her,
Yeah.
and it's different from so the definition of commitment varies with people.
Yeah, that's why I said personally to me,
Yes.
commitment is a choice.
So yeah, it's a choice, but what is the real definition? What we're saying is, do people understand what commitment is? It's not about saying I want to be committed. Do you understand? So sorry. So Ginika, do you think people who
Yes.
go into such relationships understand what commitment truly means?
So I love what you said. Commitment. Everybody has their own definition of what commitment is, right?
Ginika, we can't hear you
And
properly. Your volume,
can,
we can't hear you properly.
can you hear me now?
It's still faint,
Hello?
but yeah, it's
It's
faint,
still
but okay
faint.
with yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's much better now.
So okay. So like I was saying, I like what you said about commitment being defined individually. Everybody have their own ways of defining what commitment means to them, right?
Yeah.
But then going back to what you said in the beginning, when people who are young, they get married, they have no idea what commitment is and all that, which is true. A lot of our parents and grandparents got married just because they had reached a certain age. So they are done with school. The next thing is automatically to get married, or just to help with the finances of the family, they get married. So they really have no idea what it means. All this talk about self-awareness isn't there. So they just enter, and then, and if we look at it, it's not like they had an awesome, healthy marriage. They were just there because they had kids and it was a taboo in our culture. So, but for us now, before we have to understand what commitment is, which is say I like what she said. You have to understand commitment because my own definition of commitment could be different from yours. I could say, okay, I am committed to this marriage because I want security. But another person can say, okay, I'll be committed or I want to be here because of my children. Or some people will say, you know what, I'm just going to be here, but if he does A or if he does B, I'm walking away or something. So it all depends on what you define what commitment is to you.
To you.
But the best thing is that both need to align. This is what commitment means to me. I want to know what to you. So that
Okay.
if we are on the same page, then your marriage will be, I mean, not saying like a perfect marriage, but at least on the right path. As against you, both of you having different definitions. If you like beating me,
Unica's network is a bit shaky. So, Michelle, I'm going to come back to you.
Okay, so wait, let
So
me
you were
read
saying-
something. Dictionary definition of commitment, right? So, the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. Now, that is the dictionary meaning of commitment, right? Now, also, there's also, so to speak, a definition of commitment in a relationship. Means you will keep on treating your partner with respect, even if you get upset or angry. Now, this is why I say commitment is a choice. In fact, I just decided to look it up when you were talking. Now, why do I say commitment is a choice? You know how people say that when they're in love, they have some feeling, they have butterflies and all of that. For me, it doesn't work that way. So I see both commitment and love in the same light. For me, I decide to be committed to you. There's nothing you want to do, so to maybe your character can draw me to you. I can attract me to you. I can see something about you that I like, so to speak, right? And then that thing that I see or that character or attitude that I see makes me want to get to know you better as a person. Now, I get to know you better. And then I say to myself, you know what? I decide to be committed to this person. Why am I saying it's a decision? You cannot say you are committed to somebody based on your feelings. Because tomorrow you can wake up and have a mood swing and you say, okay, I'm no longer committed to this person. It's just the same thing as loyalty. Being loyal to somebody is a choice. I can decide to be loyal to you as a person, as a friend. And I can decide I'm not going to be loyal to you as a friend or as a person. So that's why I say, now, we are together in a relationship. I'm committed to you. You can decide that even through my wrongs and my faults, you want to stay committed to me. But yes, you've seen it all. But you're like, okay, Michelle is this way. But I decide to be committed to Michelle regardless of anything. So if you're saying how to know you are ready, how to know if you're ready for commitment, it's not just self-awareness is one thing, so to speak. Knowing your values, knowing your core foundation, knowing what makes you you as a person and as a human being is one thing. Now, when you know all of that, you get to know your spouse or your partner or whoever you say you want to be committed to. And then you need to ask yourself, are you ready to be for me, there are no criterias. You can't say you want to be committed to somebody because what's it called now? Because the person is giving you money. Let me use something as trivial as money. You can't say you want to be committed to somebody because the person
Michelle,
is giving you money.
you cannot say. Okay, so you can't say you cannot
No,
say.
not
That's
say,
for you.
Okay, yes, okay, let me
Yes,
rephrase.
for
I
you.
cannot
You
say
cannot
that
say it because
I will
those are
be
not your core
committed.
values.
I will be committed to somebody because the
of what?
person
Because that's not
is
your
giving money.
value.
And I also cannot say I will be committed to somebody because what can I use as an example? You know, she said something about other people are saying that some other people can be committed to somebody because of their children.
So that's why I'm saying that
No.
when you say you cannot be committed to somebody for money, people have different love languages.
Love language. Oh, from your explanation, I want to ask something.
Yeah.
So, do you mean your commitment is literally based on the person in the picture, on the partner? I think that's where you're driving at.
Yeah, but your commitment is based.
So that means you have different reason for different kind of
People.
No, I
Yeah.
don't have any reason at all except that I make the choice.
That's where
to be committed to
self-awareness
somebody.
comes in.
Okay.
So okay.
That means you have your values, you have what you're looking for in the other partner. So when you see that,
You
you
get
be like, okay, this person will align with my values and with my kind of thing I want. Like, what do I want in life? What do I want out of life? So okay, this is person that will align. Okay, I think I can be committed.
That's why I said
this
you get
person.
to know the person
Okay.
first.
So because when I saw this, I went, so how do you know when to be committed? Because for me, for every relationship I've been in, one way or the other I've been committed.
Why?
Because at that point, that's the person I want to be with. So whatever, so that's why I said commitment is relative. So I'm in a relation, even if now boyfriend and girl, even my regular relationships with my friends, I am committed to that relationship. Because if you call me at 3 a.m. in the morning, I will stand up for you.
For how many people?
That's why I'm saying deep relationships that I'm in. I don't have a lot of friends.
Okay.
There are different acquaintances.
We're saying the same thing.
So that's why I'm saying that it's relative. You understand? It's not so that's why I don't do some kind of friendships. I don't get out of my house. I don't get out of my house to just go and see anybody.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So if I call you my person, you are my person.
You're really your person.
And then I am committed to that relationship, which is why, because of the way I take it, it is difficult for me to forgive when you do certain things. So I would cut you some slacks, you understand? I will talk about it. But the day I don't talk about it, that means I'm done.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that to some people you're very unreliable?
I really can't be bothered.
No, not in that aspect.
But you see, let me tell why they think I'm very unreliable. But you're not my friend. I cannot be.
That's where that's where I'm driving. Like you just hit the
No, but I
nail
wouldn't
on
even
the head.
expect you, if you're not my friend, to come ask me. But funny enough, you can't even say that. You know why? If you reach out to me for something, even if I can't reach out, I'll direct you somewhere.
No, it's not necessarily about that. Now, what I was trying to say is this: that to some people, you can be very in fact they'll say, oh, Madam Franca, she can be very unreliable. But guess what? You can call me tomorrow and Madam Franca, I'll tell you that Madam Franca is very reliable.
So that's why I say people need to define their relationships. You understand? If you call me for something and I can help you, you don't need to be my friend for me to help you with that thing. Do you understand? But will I take a bullet for you?
No.
I won't take a bullet for you.
Yeah,
No.
to the extent you go for that person.
Yes, I won't take a bullet for you. I will try and solve whatever it is if it's within what I can do at that immediate time. But will I take a bullet for you? Oh, I'm saving it for my guises, for my stripes. Do you understand? I will save the bullet for my stripes. I'm not going to even think because. So I'm very intentional when it comes to that.
So
I
what's
tell
your
you.
definition of commitment?
So my definition of commitment is giving in, when I give in myself, when I put in myself into that relationship. Even you go no say I dey committed. I might not call you every day. I might not speak to you every day. But even you, when you're calling the list of people who can sort out your issues for you, I am that person. And I will make you know that I'm that person.
Okay,
But I'm not going to kiss I'm not going to, sorry for my language. I'm not going to, you understand, call you and do bestie with you. I'm not going to do all that crap. If you call me now, say, sis, I need to solve, I will do it. Do you understand? For people who I feel, I won't just do it for anybody. You need to be worth it. Because if I do it for everybody, then the people around me. So it's not just about partners, marriages. It's just commitment to all kinds of relationship.
Yeah.
So it breaks my heart when I see people who don't understand what commitment is. even in friendship. You get, it's easier. I would, if it's not about calling me the day I need you, you're not there.
So that is it. There are a lot of users. You need to
Exactly.
understand this. So, like what she said, there are a lot of people that would even still see you as unreliable. Do you understand? So there are a lot of people that you think, oh, has it ever happened to you? Probably you're looking at this person, oh, this person is my friend. You've always come true for that person. But when it's time for the person to come true for you, that is the point you understand that this person is not taking me the way I'm taking.
So
this
my husband
person.
always says something. My husband says that there's no he can't call on when the chips are down. There are people he will not he can't. There are people he doesn't have anybody to call. But I don't think it's totally true. I just feel that my husband just doesn't want to call anybody. Do you understand? That's what I think. But you see this thing you just said now. You know why it won't happen to me? Because when you don't cut your circle over the years, you now have your main. It's only Michelle that does that kind of thing to me. I think she's my person, but she doesn't treat me like her person. When I
So straight bullet.
straight bullet knock you. Straight bullet knock you straight. Do you understand?
So straight bullet.
So, but so I get that point. I have seen people say that, but personally, if I call you my person, for me to call you my person, do you understand? I don't test you. You have been tested and trusted.
And I'm here. Okay.
For me to call you my person, tested and trusted. That's
Okay, now so the commitment we're talking about is not even about relationship.
no,
alone.
it's about relationship. We're
friendship.
going to so we're finished with Michelle. We're coming to you.
No.
We're finished with Michelle. You just got engaged now, like 2 weeks ago. So
Jesus.
you're fresh in that
Commitment
space. That's a
game.
commitment game, serious commitment game. So if I tell us,
Please.
tell us about it. How did you feel when they proposed to you? I know
I feel
you
great.
and Dollar have been together for forever.
Yeah.
So how has it been? Why do you think you're ready now?
Okay, that would still drive me back to where we're coming from.
Okay.
Like the self-awareness and a little bit of some other things. When you are self-aware of what you want out of life.
Okay.
Like, okay, what do I want? Does this person's value align with mine? It's very, very important. And other things is that stability, emotional stability. Am I at that point where I can handle stuff maturely, emotionally, maturely, and you can't say there would not be ups and downs in marriages.
Every
Of course,
relationship, yeah, there is.
you've been there for years, so you understand. So are you at that point where you can handle stuff with maturity? That aside, are you financially stable? I always advise every woman out there, please, before you go into any commitment, be sure that you're financially stable. It's very important.
Why?
Even if you're
I need you to say that. Why?
Because
why?
financial stability gives you your power. There are a lot of married women with kids in marriages that they are not appreciated, that they don't even want to be anymore. But if I go, where do I start from? That is what is keeping some people.
If I'm going to ask you a question, have you ever felt like this? You and Dola have been together for how long?
Since 2018.
Okay. So is it okay for me to say that the reason why you guys have not, why you have been dragging this thing is because you wanted to be financially stable?
Okay, I've never been a lazy girl. At least
Okay.
I've had money.
Okay.
Since I left school, I've been doing one or two things.
Okay.
But then I knew I wasn't ready.
Okay.
We have a child together.
I know you have a child together.
So when I was pregnant, let me say this. There are some things I used to say this, that be kind to people because you don't know reality. You might become what you hated the most.
Yes.
I will never have thought that I'll be the one that will have a child outside of wedlock. Jesus Christ. I will never have. No, it wasn't supposed to be. But when it happened, you understand. So you just sometimes you just need to be kind to people that you see. Sometimes
because
it's not their choice.
Their
You don't
stories.
even know.
You don't know
Know
why.
their stories.
Yes.
You get. So when I was pregnant with my child, we were trying to, okay, let's do this because my dad is a pastor, he will kill me. He wants to have a child. Then I knew I wasn't ready. You understand? I
So it
knew
was you,
it was me.
not him.
It was me, not him.
Okay.
Then it was even during lockdown.
Okay.
We called our parents and they were like, okay, we need to do all of these things before your baby bump start coming out and all. But then I knew I wasn't in the place.
You're not mentally ready.
Yeah, I wasn't mentally ready. And like self-awareness, looking at your partner, do their values at that time, we grow every day, just like you said, we learn something and we unlearn some things. So I was like, no, I don't.
I don't want this right now.
You understand? We will do it at the right time. And I told him that
let's continue to watch.
You understand? Let's watch.
Okay.
And he realized when I was ready, and that was how he pulled up the proposal. Yeah, then I wasn't ready. It was just going to be a disaster.
Okay.
Yes.
But you guys were living together though.
When I had my child, just I need that support. It was during lockdown. I need that emotional support. I was not just going to be by myself.
Okay.
You understand?
Then after that you left.
After I had my child, I left. We're staying separately.
Okay.
We are still staying separately.
Are you serious?
Of course not.
Okay.
So,
Ginika, are you there? Okay, sorry.
I've been here. I've been saying hi and hello.
Okay, Ginika, we'll come right back to you. Ife, you were saying something.
Okay, so like I was saying, like at that time I knew I wasn't ready. And like I was saying, you have to be financially stable, you have to be emotionally stable, you have to be at the point where you can compromise, because commitment takes a lot of compromises and sacrifices. You understand? You guys are you were trained by different parents, different values, and you understand you have to be this daddy's girl. You know how daddy's girls are.
They have
You
a
are
certain standard.
You understand? You have some okay, am I ready to get committed? Am I ready to listen to a man? Am I ready to let someone tell me how to do stuff? How to all of those things.
And especially
So
when you're making your own money.
when you're making your own money. So you have to be at that point where you're self-aware, where you're stable emotionally, financially, everything. And you know that, okay, you're ready to build a home with this person.
With someone. Okay. So, Ginika, I know you take premarital classes. And have you had challenges with these people? Have you had situations where you had to tell them that, you know what, you guys are not ready for this?
Oh, yes. I've had.
Okay. So can you share like a story with us, something that could
Yes.
help us?
Okay. So first of all, it is not the counselor's job to tell you whether to stay in a marriage or go or not, or to get married. However, during premarital, when during the sessions and at the end, I tell them, okay, these are the issues that would make your foundation not right. So should you go into this marriage, you're going to have a rocky start. And then if those issues are not resolved initially, they would build up and then they would grow. And then, it will be tougher as the years go by.
Okay.
So I've had couples, who started off long distance. And, long distance, for me, it's not a good start for a good marriage. Because during long distance, you don't get to see your true selves. You don't get to experience life together face to face. You don't get to see how the person is in the morning, how the person is on their best side or their worst side. You don't get to see their triggers. You don't get to see how they handle stress. You don't get to see them. During long distance, we tend to put our best self out there so that, okay, that time that we have to talk on the phone or that 2 weeks that we get to spend time, let's just be our best self so that the holiday and the time that we have is on a good is good, right? So when they now, after spending a year or a couple of months long distance, and decide, okay, you know what, we've been speaking on the phone, we've met once or twice, think it's time to get married. The foundation isn't there. You don't really, and proper conversations have not been held. Like, what are your long-term goals? What do you want to achieve as a partner? Are you ready to balance independence and in togetherness? Because oftentimes, being apart, especially if you're someone who knows what you want, and then you want to have a career, or you're making money, or you're financially stable, or your goal is to earn a certain amount, you have this whole self-worth, this whole independence going on for you. And then marriage requires togetherness. Marriage requires both of you coming as a team. Marriage requires both of you working together. And then all of a sudden, you just can't handle that. So, are you able to balance it? So, I've been with couples, and that from the start, I'm seeing that their values don't align. The man is looking for a woman who's going to cook and clean. The woman is looking for a man who's going to just financially provide. Expectations have not been discussed and all that. I do a lot of worksheets, and then I always give them, expectation worksheets where they do privately. And then when they come together, it's like a shock to them, like, oh, I didn't think you were going to want me. I didn't think you would want me to do this, or I didn't expect you to think, all those things. You could see that there's clash. You could see that there's no clarity, there's no vision, between them. So that's already, I always tell them, I say, listen, if you could think you're in love, I would advise you to stay in the same city. You don't have to live together. Stay in the same city for 6 months. Get to see each other. Have these core conversations before you can now decide, okay, we want to be committed or we want to get married.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's quickly go on the break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Heartlines would be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes.
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Our phone lines are still open. Please, you can call us on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420 to join in this conversation. Ife, so what? Because I would come to you because you are just in that space right now, and in my head I'm thinking, does Ife understand, the whole commitment thing? How is she feeling? Is she scared that, oh, what am I getting? You won't be scared. You already have a child, though. You guys have been together. You've been with your mother-in-law. I see you and your mother-in-law. You guys are in love, So I get that but after you guys have been dating for so long, do you think that maybe something must have happened in the past or something that is making you, are you sure it's this guy? You don't have such feelings?
Okay, of course, there's no way you be in a relationship with someone. That's where the emotional maturity comes
in.
Because it's not everything you see that should lead to break up. Just like, the Gen Z word, any small thing, red flag, you understand? So that's why you need to know what you want and who you actually are, and what there are some things that you say, oh, this is a no-no. This is, we can't be together. So something like that has never happened.
Okay.
My man is a very kind person. Like, he's my first cheerleader. Is no, what will I even call it? You know when you have someone that is very,
Very
very
encouraging.
kind, very encouraging, very, very supportive. Okay, like I didn't even mention when we initially wanted to wed, when I was pregnant, and I was like, are we ready? I'm not sure. And then we talked about it, and it was like, it's not ready to. You understand? But he just actually wanted to do the wedding so that
So that they
I
don't
would
say
know
you
that
had a child
I,
out of wedlock.
you know, I used to be a Twitter service like,
Mhm.
this is what they will abuse you. Baby mama. I said, well, but we are not ready. It's not about them, because at the end of the day, people will talk. You do this, people will still talk. So just make sure everything you're doing is for you. Like the way Ginika was saying the other time that some people don't even understand commitment, but they go into marriages and relationship because of what people will say, pressure. They've gotten to a certain age and they need to get married. So once they see anybody that comes around, they're ready to do it. I have a friend, but it's been a long we spoke. Okay, we met when I was 7 because I served in the East, and she used to have this boyfriend that they were dating from school. But then this man just came from nowhere, and then the first time she's meeting the person came from China. One Igbo man, I think he's a very big businessman, came from China and then saw her and he was interested. The second week he has met her parents, and I was like,
Sharp.
are you okay with this? He said that's what they do in their culture.
A few people do that.
He said, yeah, that it's okay in their culture. So this person, you won't tell me.
You guys won't have problems.
Even if they don't have problem. But what I'm saying is that you won't tell me that this person know this man well to be committed. So commitment sometimes, like she said, it depends on the person, and it's a choice.
Yeah, so with that example you just mentioned, what she said now comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
It's your decision. So maybe that lady has said, you know what? Since Nami choose to marry him, I am committed to this relationship.
Within 2 months, they already did traditional wedding, and you understand a lot of that. And my in a relationship with someone over
5 years,
7 years. You understand? Mm-hmm. So it's just depends on people.
So Michelle, back to you, Michelle. So at what point? Do you know? I want to believe that it is not immediately you start a relationship you get committed into it. Or is it immediately?
No.
Okay. You must have dated for a while or been friends for a while.
For me to even agree to date you, for me to want to date you, it means I want to be committed to you.
So that means it's from the beginning.
You know how I said how you have to get to know the person first. You really need to get to know someone even before you start dating the person.
But you don't get to know everything.
Yeah.
No, even when you're married, you can never fully know someone.
And so what we're saying
is, you just need to know certain aspects of the person.
So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
so
a guy is chasing you.
Mm-hmm.
A guy is chasing you for 3 months, right? A guy is chasing you for 3 months. I'm one of those people who I don't believe in long chasing, no, not verse.
They don't even long chase anymore.
So I don't believe in long, because if I like you, I like you.
I'm listening.
You understand? So I'm just saying, some people believe in chase me for 1 year, that kind of thing. So if the guy is chasing you for 3 months, are you saying in that 3 months you already know if you're going to be committed to that relationship, even if you're going to date? So are you saying at the point where you're saying, yes, I'll date you,
means I'm committed.
I'm committed to that relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's exactly what I was saying initially, when I said for every relationship I've been committed one way or the other. Because for me to even want to date you, that means I'm willing to do a lot, because for me to be your girlfriend, I already know what the responsibilities are as a girlfriend, and I'm saying I'm committed to taking up those responsibilities.
You're willing to sacrifice.
Right? I agree. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
We have a friend in common, Muji.
Okay.
I met Muji like maybe 2016. Yeah. far back.
2016 or 2006?
2016.
Okay.
Thereabouts, yes.
Are you sure it's 2016?
Wait first.
It can't be 2016. But anyway.
No, it
continue.
can be actually.
Yes, it can be.
It can be actually.
Mm-hmm.
But so when I met Moji, Moji didn't like me. And I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wearing a dress that was open back and I did not wear a bra. And we went for like a pool party. And Moji does not like anybody that does not wear a bra. No, like, you know how you wear a dress that the back is
Michelle,
open?
You don't like to wear bra.
No, that's not the bone of contention.
Naturally, you don't like to wear bra.
That's not the bone of contention. So, and then she didn't like me from the onset.
Mm-hmm.
But for some funny reason,
they became best friends.
Kept on finding ourselves in the
same
space. And for some funny reason, we always interacted. We were very civil with each other and all of that. So, you know, one day we just had a conversation on the phone and we're like, let's be best friends. Simple. That was it. We
and they've been friends for
both
like
just
forever.
decided
Wow.
to be friends, and both of us are committed to that relationship. Now, I didn't even know her well enough, first of all, to say I want to be best friends with her. But over the years, she's proven to literally be my best friend. Now, that's even in the context of friendship. You know, I told her, I said, I don't want to be friends with anyone that cannot do for me what I can do for them.
Makes
So
sense.
if you know you're not going to put yourself out
as much
there,
as I'm going to put in
as
for
much as
you.
I'm going to put in for you, let's not even start in the first place. And since then, it's been
Awesome.
like Moji has been there in my lowest, my best. Even right now, she's not in the country. I will call her, I will wail, I will scream. If I want to vent, that's just it. Now, if you're bringing it to the context of relationship for me, you know, aside from, like Ife said, knowing yourself, Ginika said, self-value, being financially independent, and all of that. When you have yourself put together, so to speak, and you meet a guy, you start to get to know this person. You might not date right immediately. Maybe give yourself... I'm like you, by the way. If I meet a guy that I'm going to date, I don't see the reason why
hey baby, I like you.
going
That's it.
through... I don't know if you're... But let's just say, so let's go through the normal norms, so to speak.
You know, you're like me. That's why we click, because she knows what she wants. Because there's no need.
There's
So
no need to stress.
if I look at you and I'm like, okay, I always tell people something attracts you to somebody, and it's not the person's character a lot of the time, it's the person's physical appearance.
I mean, a character.
Sometimes.
No, that's what I said.
the
Sometimes.
character.
No, let me tell you why I'm not even saying it's the character. You get into a gathering, a wedding, a restaurant. You see a guy sees you. You don't know the person's character.
But I won't be attracted to him.
No,
trust me.
see, Madam Franca, let's be very rational about this thing, please, Ife.
Yeah, just go.
Let's be honest and realistic about this. You go somewhere, you meet a guy, your spec is tall, dark, and handsome. Your spec is tall, fair, and
You
handsome.
already say, ooh.
No, hold on, Madam Franca, wait. Be very logical about this thing.
I'm very.
And then,
I've had this conversation 1,000 times.
no, hold on.
You know why I say I've had this conversation 1,000 times? See, it's not whether you're fine, whether you're not fine. When I enter, so I'm not that person. People have different things that attract them to people. I'm not that person that's attracted by
You have not let me finish giving my
Okay,
options.
let her be done.
whether your option, whether your
Let me
the
first
person
finish
carry
giving
igbuleze for ear.
my option. No, see, it can be this person's just sense. It
Or
can be
how
a
the
person's
person
just sense.
carry
It
themselves.
can be the person's mannerism. But my point is, something would attract you to someone before you even want to get to know the person better.
So that's what I'm saying, that when the person opens his mouth,
For you, it can be
you
having
understand?
no, but
when
for
we're
you
having
to,
a conversation, no, see,
for you to want, do you just go up and meet anybody and want to have a conversation
but
with
you
the
see, that's
person?
the thing. So that's how people meet people different in different places or different areas.
See, I understand where she's coming from. There are some people you are not even attracted to. You don't even want to listen to what they want to say.
And but so she's saying
let
it's
alone of having that conversation.
that's what she's saying. Like, so she's saying, oh, you have to be physically
you have to be,
first.
You have to be attracted
No.
to the person for
It
you
can
to even
be the person.
willing.
It can be the
to get
person.
to know the
Do you know it
person.
can be what if is when a guy sees her? Oh, it can be, oh, she picked a spoon this particular way. It can be her mannerism towards other people in her space, which is what will make somebody attracted to her to even want to get to know her. It can be maybe the person overheard a conversation that she's having and she's like, oh, this woman is actually smart.
Yes.
So that would attract me to someone.
Now that's exactly what excuse me, what I've been saying.
Conversation, because it is your character that will make you say certain things.
No, that's not your character.
No, as
you
in
don't get to
your
know
yes,
character in
so
4
to speak.
seconds.
So
okay,
it is your
So to speak,
your
yes.
ideas about certain things.
Yes, that will
make
make
you say certain things.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, when you now get attracted to the person for whatever reasons it might be, you guys start to get to know yourselves, and then, so to speak, your values align. You're not dating yet, though. You're not dating. You guys are just still in the friendship zone and all of that. And then the guy now, and then maybe the guy says, "Oh, okay, this person's values align with mine." And then if I says, "Okay, this person's value," and then okay, I say that okay, this person's values aligns with mine, and then you guys, and then you know what? Okay, that is where the question, are you ready to be committed to this person, is, because gone, not, let me not say gone are the days, but let's just say for someone like me now, I can't be dating 2 people. Madam Franca, you know, I can't be dating 2 people at the
Do you
same
know
time.
why I asked this question about commitment? Because there are people who just like people and all they want to do is have sex.
Do you know that I would appreciate it more if a man sees me and tells me, Michelle, I am sexually attracted to you,
And that way there's no
and
commitment.
I will make the decision as to, okay, do you want to have sex with this person and go, or do you not want to have, then, but you know, nowadays guys go through that long route of
So that's what I'm
some
saying.
people would not. Okay, I think this commitment
That's
even
not
depends
commitment.
on if the other party is willing to commit.
Yes.
That's why I
That's what I was
said-
saying. Okay.
That's why I agree with you. Get to know the person first. The person you want to commit, you need to also ask yourself, the person you want to commit to, is the person ready to be committed to me as much as I am committed to the person? Because this commitment thing is a two-way street. You can't say you're committed to somebody and the other person is not committed to you. You are literally committed to yourself.
I agree with
Of
you.
course, there's an instance that I would even like to. Okay,
So Ginika, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so Ginika, do you have something to say about what Michelle said?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go all the way back because I've been saying hello. Now, the fact that when she says commitment is a choice, I completely agree with her. Everything in life is a choice. To be committed is a choice. To stay married is a choice. To leave your marriage is a choice. To cheat on your partner is a choice. Everything, we all have free will. So everything that we do in life, we all have a choice, right? So I agree with that. I also agree with her talking about, being committed. But then the thing is, I think we're mistaking commitment to, being in the marriage, because I can be committed to somebody, but the person may not be committed to me. It doesn't change the fact that I'm committed to that person. Do you understand? So being committed has nothing to do with the other person. Do you get? But if we're talking about how to have a good marriage or a good relationship or a healthy marriage or a beneficial marriage, then it takes 2 people to be fully committed. But does that counter my commitment? I don't think it does. And also, when you were talking about when do you know you're committed? I mean, it's a choice. If you decide 2 weeks after speaking to someone, getting to know someone, and then you be like, okay, you know what, I want to be committed to this friendship, or I want to be committed to this relationship. It's your choice. That's fine. You know what it is that you want. I'll give you an example. I'll use a personal story. Now, my husband was previously married before we met. And before we met, growing up, I've always said, okay, by 30 years old, I must be married, I must have my kids, because my mom got married quite early. So, but then when I met my husband, me personally, I knew I was ready be married. So I knew that if were any man that is coming to say hello and he has my spec, and he fits all the criteria, I will be committed. Right. So him coming from where he was coming from knew that, okay, the next person that I say hello to in that terms, I will be committed to that person. So when we saw each other, hello, hi, what are you doing? We were like, you know what? We're going to be committed to this and let's see how it goes. Being committed doesn't mean that the relationship will work. It just means that, okay, we're going to put our very best. We're going to be loyal. We're going to be reliable. We're going to be accountable. We're going to, do all the things that commitment means to you. Now, it doesn't mean that, okay, if you're committed, that the marriage or the relationship will end in a good way. It doesn't necessarily mean that, because a lot of things can happen. You can still be committed and something can happen that can just, change things.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's what I just wanted to say.
Okay. So we have about 4 minutes. Ife, you want to say something?
Okay, what I was saying when she talked about the other person, but like Ginika said, this one will just come in as an advice. Sometimes, so you'll be sure you're not just committed to yourself.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are committed to themselves. So I think it's better to know the other person is willing to commit.
Yeah.
Because there are instances. There's even one that just happened that the lady has been with this guy. She's committed, but they don't even understand what they are into.
You don't understand the level of commitment that they are in.
The guy has not even defined the relationship. And I advised her, I said, they've been together for like 3 years, but the guy is like, he's not ready for a serious kind of relationship. That let's just see how it goes. Let's just go with the flow. I said, go to this guy, let him complain. He said, I don't want to pressure him, blah, blah. Do you know this guy met a girl in a summit, and 2 months later he proposed to the girl? The person that was not ready.
On this note, wrap up the show. This one, because when we go into this again, we'll do another 30 minutes. But it's heartbreaking that it's really heartbreaking for the girl after 3 years giving her time.
It's a waste of
commitment. It's a waste of commitment. She just needed to address whatever it is that they were going.
For me, I would say test your partner.
You're always saying this testing.
Yes.
Your pastor said they should test.
My pastor, and no, it actually is the truth.
Okay.
Test your partner.
Michelle, when you come back again, you tell us how to do this testing. You're here on Monday next week. So, Ginika, you're here again this week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ginika, thanks for joining us. We need to wrap up the show. I'm seeing you again. You are in-house. I'll see you on Monday. So, thank you, everyone. Please note that I don't know how to emphasize this, that we have been getting messages, but we want people are worried. People don't want to call in because they feel that, we might not say the things they want. We're not going to backlash you or say anything, just send us your messages, or you can send an email to us on counsel@vodaconsult.com, or send you can WhatsApp our number on 081-8038-4663. But again, tell us your story, send WhatsApp messages, comment or call, and guess what, you can be anonymous for whatever it is, so that we'll just share your story, talk about it, and you feel lighter. And you can call for counseling if you actually need, because we have a lot of counselors in the house. We have pastors, we have lawyers. So just call in, and trust me, whatever it is you're going through will be sorted. Thank you for staying with us.